I'm going to teach you today about brush painting with a bamboo brush, and we are going to load our brush with 2 colors so that we can create value when painting these beautiful branches. Let's get going.
Hello, my talented artists. Bamboo brush painting uses just a few strokes and values to capture the inner spirit of a subject rather than its exact photographic appearance. It originated in China and it was introduced to Japan by Zen Buddhist monks in the 14th century. I'm going to be using watercolor concentrate in this demonstration, yellow and purple. When you mix yellow and purple together, they make brown. Yellow and purple, if you remember, are complementary colors, and any complementary color combination makes brown. And so today, you may not use yellow and purple, but you will be using a complementary color pair in order to make brown. I also have a little pad of brown watercolor. It's just a little bit hard to use those little tiny pads when we're using the big brushes. We're going to be using both sizes of bamboo brushes in our brush painting techniques today. I am loading my brush first with yellow, twirling and pressing it so that it completely gets saturated with that lighter color. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just dip the tip into the darker color, in this case purple. I don't want to press it flat, just get a little bit on the tip. And now I'm going to do the side stroke. I'm going to press my brush flat and then drag it along the paper, and don't worry too much about if you love it or you don't love it. Just keep going. I'm gently lifting the brush to make a skinnier branch, but as you can see, my brush didn't really lift with it, probably didn't have enough water in it to hang properly. So I'm going to add a little water. I'd like a little more brown in my branch, so I added a little water, and now I'm mixing to make it dark. A little more water, make sure I have enough paint. The more you rub it, the darker it's going to be. Twirl it. You want to point and you don't want to drip, so that's why I scraped it. Now I'm going to do a little dip into the dark purple. So I'm going to start from the middle and pull it, and then I'm going to start lifting my brush. I'm going from the side brush stroke to the center tip brush stroke. I want to integrate those 2 distinct different parts of the branch. So I'm going to start at the beginning and side stroke to center tip point. The center tip point is the very tippy point of your brush, and it's going to make a very skinny line. You will need to keep adding paint to your brush. So I'm loading it up and dragging it along. I want to thicken up that little space right there and then get skinny again. I'm going to go off in another direction so that my branches have wide. Something to note, if you leave little gaps in your branches when you're doing your center tip point brush stroke to make skinny little twigs, that is actually wonderful for next week when we add flowers. Once you have your big main branch using the big brush, you can switch to the smaller bamboo brush, and you are going to continue the process of pressing down using the side of your brush and then pulling up your brush to the center tip point and dragging it all the way to the edge of your paper. Every time that you add your paint, you want to make sure that you twirl your brush. This will create a pointed tip. Be sure to also wipe it so you don't have drips. Do not forget to dip your brush straight down into your dark purple paint so that you have two values. Now you can see how I'm pressing down and then lifting to the very tippy tip of my brush. Yep. And don't worry about leaving little empty spaces, as we are going to add flowers to our branches. So it's actually very convenient if you're lifting your brush up so much that you might even skip some of the paper. I'm excited to see what you do.